Hello and welcome to Love the North. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Here we are today with Tom from the Kitchen Cabinet Company, and we're going to put together a small kitchen cabinet, and of course we have the door. So this is how they come. Just simple packaging. Tom, if you can take that.
I just wanted to show these are the tools we're going to be using. Got a Phillips screwdriver and a knife just to open the boxes. And you can use a power drill if you want to, but we want to show you that this is very simple and anybody can kind of do this. And that's why we're going with super straightforward basic tools.
So this is the door that you're opening?
This one is the door, yeah.
Okay. So this is what you would call being delivered flat packed.
This is flat pack, yeah.
Okay.
So sometimes you'll hear the term RTA cabinets. That's ready to assemble, and that's another term that's used possibly. But you can see it's wrapped in the cardboard and then in the bubble wrap, and then here's the cabinet door, pre-drilled for the hinge. I'm just going to use that just to put this on top of. So I'll just put that aside for now, and then we'll open the actual cabinet. So these are from the fundamental line. These are the 3/4 inch plywood cabinets. And this is exactly kind of how it would come if you wanted to do this yourself. The whole kitchen, of course, can come pre-assembled if you prefer. So again, show this is kind of how it comes. Everything is separately wrapped. So that.
Oh, that's folded up. It's folded in.
Okay, sorry, Bill. That's the back panel. It's giving us difficulty. So you can see the pieces. They're doweled, and they also have these. What are these called again? Cam clips. So there's those guys, and then these are the two shelves that go in the cabinet.
And I noticed the shelving is like you talked about. It's laminated and it's real plywood.
Oh yeah, it's 3/4 inch cabinet grade plywood. You can see the dowels and the cam receivers, and then this is a rabbet cut for the back to slide into. This will be your top and your bottom. Little box of hardware.
Is there a reason why these would have came out, or they just?
Yeah, because they're in loose, okay. And when you close them, that's when they lock.
Got it. Okay. So that must be a side piece.
Yeah. So that's one of the sides.
These must be shelvings.
No, these are the shelving here.
Those are shelving. Where are these guys?
The top and the bottom.
Oh, the top and the bottom. Okay.
So there is a YouTube video specifically made for assembling these. But we just wanted to show you
what it comes like out of the factory.
Yeah. So
wait, we'll lift that.
Yeah, here. These guys up.
Okay.
So
these look to be the sides. Obviously, because of this, it's got to be for the back.
Yep.
And looking at it, like every good guy, no one wants to read instructions, so we're not gonna read the instructions because we know we can do without. It's like a map. Nobody needs a map when they're driving.
So here
Until
are
you're
the
lost. 2
hinges for the door and the plates, and a little bag of screws. And
Tom, you ever play with Legos when you were a kid?
Yeah, this is exactly.
Just like Legos.
Exactly what we're trying to
get
get
your kids to build it.
So so what's happening is if they don't see, they go in like that, and then all you do, well, of course, you just take so before you put the last one on, we're gonna have to put the panel in.
The panel. Now we're gonna have these guys.
Right.
Oh yeah, before that one. Okay, but we've got these other dowels. These other dowel thing. They have to go somewhere before we. Oh, they go on the top and the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they'll be on the back.
So you know what? Let's just so that
So what we could do, let's
Let-
take this apart so that people can see better.
let's
To
tilt.
lay that down.
So this is the back of the shelving.
Yeah. So even if we do this and put that other end on
The other end on. Okay.
like that. So now what we can do is we'll tighten up those four,
Okay.
and it's just a quarter turn. You'll
Quarter.
feel it engage,
Oh yeah, and make sure this is seated together.
and you can see like it's a beautiful finish.
Okay, so that's done.
And you can do the same on this side.
Yeah.
So have you built cabinets before, Eric?
Not like this. Not like this. This is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's done.
So that's done. So now you can slide in the back panel into these channels. And
Okay.
these two guys, they're going to form this extra structure at the back so you can connect to your connect to the to the studs in the house when you're mounting the cabinets.
Now I notice one dowel is bigger than the other.
Yeah.
And the larger one is where you have the cam lock.
Yeah.
So it when you're putting it in there, it'll only go in one way, so you don't have to worry about anything else because it's obvious to see that the holes here, one is larger than the other.
Yeah, and it can only fit one way.
Yeah.
And you don't have to force anything or push hard at all. So that guy's in there now, so we can close him up.
And hang on, what we should do. So here's how it's fit together.
Oh, okay, perfect.
And on this side, it fits together quite nicely.
If you want to just show on the inside here, or across the top, you can see the reversal of all that we've done so far.
Okay, there it is.
And then these two holes, those are going to receive the hinges for the door. And the other side will have the same two holes. And that's in case you want the door to swing open to the left or you want the door to swing open to the right. So you have that option in with each cabinet. And then this guy, our last piece, will drop right on top of everything. Just like that.
Just like a glove. So now you tighten up these.
Yeah, so there's four to tighten up.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, these go together.
Should you glue those together?
Very easily. Gluing them together, Tom. Can you? A member from the audience wants to know if you can glue these.
You can if you want to, but it's not necessary.
Somebody didn't do their job.
What came out of Cam?
Oh, Camelot. Here we go. Yeah.
Somebody on this
Some-
side of
somebody-
the operation here.
Somebody on this side is in the union and didn't do their job. Okay, let's tighten that. Remember, guys, always finish and complete your job. Okay, we got that done.
So now I'm just going to turn this a bit so maybe we'll be able to see better. But so what I did is the hinges and the plates, they just come apart. There's a button on the hinge. You just push on that button and then it comes on. So the hinge and plate comes together, but there's a button here on the hinge, and you just push on that button and then this just unclips. And this plate, so the hinge is going to hold the door. So the plate is going just like that. So that gives you the orientation of the plate. And then in your the little bag that was in that little box, we'll have the little screws in, and the shelf pins and that kind of thing. So we'll just put that out here, and so you can see the shelf pins. And then got a couple of little rubber buttons which will go on the door. So when the door closes, the standoff on this side will be equal to the rubber buttons, and they make a nice seal.
Are these
So then-
close?
Yes, everything is soft close. Yeah. Oops. Nice catch. So if you can just pass me that screwdriver. So it can only go the one way, and like I said, the holes are already here for you. You don't have to drill anything. You don't have to. You just have to, put these screws in. And again, we're using just hand tools, but you saw how easily this goes. I don't know that you'd be a whole lot faster using.
I think it'd be a little more dangerous to be using power tools. It's better to just hand bomb it.
Yeah, and this is something you can do in the evening, watching your favorite TV show or whatever, if you want to do that. And over the course of a few nights, you'd have pretty much your whole kitchen assembled. If you're doing a bank of drawers, it's a little more involved because the drawers themselves have to be put together, but the carcass itself is the same. And putting the drawer slides on them is the same. So what I do, I usually leave it a bit looser initially, because when we go to clip the door on the first time, it makes it easier to clip it on, and then you can, as part of your adjustment, adjust everything together. So we'll just switch over to the other one. We don't have to maybe film both, or we're doing real time, so I guess we will.
Do it real time, yep.
Okay, so then be the same on this side. One thing you can do is, if you find when you're putting the screws in, if you have a little bit of wax, you can use a candle. You can use if you have some beeswax, you just put a little bit on your screw, and the screw just goes in a lot easier. So that'll be the case for any kind of screwing. And the pre-drilling is always a good idea when you're going into wood, or it just removes some of the material, and then the screw can bite better. And if you're near the edge of something, you won't break through or break out. So they're both on. They're kind of on fairly. They're loose right now, but you can see them there. And then we'll switch over to our door, and the hinges, they just fall into this hole. And again, the holes are there, and you just press them in, and then line them up with the holes, and then you just put 2 screws in each. You'll see on the hinge itself, there are these different things. Those are to adjust the door once it's put in place. So on the bracket that's in the cabinet, there's a kind of a cam device that will adjust the hinges up and down a little bit. And then on here, you can adjust the hinges left and right, and in and out. So really nice system. All of this hardware has a lifetime warranty, and you can save a few dollars by doing this yourself. So you can see, depending what you're doing, if you're doing a laundry room or something, you could fairly quickly put this all together. If you're doing a camp and you have to cross water, or you have a really bumpy road and you can't tow a trailer full of cabinets through the road, you could have these all flat packed and assemble them right at the camp. Or if you had to cross water on a boat, you wouldn't have to rent a barge or something to move your kitchen. You could move it on a little aluminum boat, because they're all in small boxes like you saw. So now the door is together. So to put the door on,
Hang on, Tom. Let me get that one. Okay. Yeah.
so the clips, there's little catches on the back of these clips. It's like a little hook, and that clips right into this section of the hinge. So you can feel it. You can feel it kind of go into that slot, and then once it's there, you just push on the back. Did you hear that little click? Push on the back there. That door is now attached, and the slow closer is working. It's getting bound up a bit by our base here, but
Take the that up.
there.
So now
So,
is that a complete cabinet door?
yeah. So you'll see in here this screw will adjust the hinge some. It has a little bit of playroom. You see how there's a little bit of extra room to maneuver. So that hinge, I don't know if I can do it without messing up, but when you turn this hinge plate will go somewhat up and down. And then you've got this guy, he'll bring the hinge this way, in and out. And this one will bring it up and down. So when you want to adjust the doors, because if you had another cabinet beside here, you want the doors to be adjusted and the crack to be the same size on every side. That's where you'd make those adjustments. But first you just assemble everything, and now you're able to install it. And the last thing, of course, is putting there's these two little rubber buttons, and those buttons, they just go in these two corners of the door. And what happens with those is when the door closes, this hinge, when it closes, it leaves about 1/8 of an inch gap here, and this button will replicate that gap. But you'll see how it just stops the door. So now the door is straight, and you can adjust it if the door. Sometimes you'll hear this door is already seated perfectly, but you'll hear that there's a hollow spot, so that'll mean you have to adjust the door to get rid of that. And the last,
Let's go on that side of the table and put the drawers and
the shelves.
Yeah.
Okay. So you saw one screwdriver. This we only needed to open the boxes. And then the last thing is
On a
these.
scale of 1 to 10 for affordability and quality, where would these sit?
So just to start with, on a scale of 1 to 10.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how easy these are to put together? Well, I'd say 10. They're super
Yes.
easy to put together.
Quality and affordability.
Quality, I mean, I don't think you have to be some kind of an expert in wood to realize this is 3/4 inch cabinet grade plywood. I don't think you're going to find that almost anywhere. And certainly most companies will give you the option if you're getting a custom kitchen made. They'll build your kitchen in plywood, but it may be a 30% surcharge. So, and then well, you saw how easily this went together. So if you're doing your whole kitchen, like I said, the cabinets can come assembled. You can assemble them yourself.
Yeah, this was very easy, and of course the price point is really good.
Yeah.
The quality, of course, is you've got many pieces, like this is good. This is good plywood.
Something I've been seeing on Facebook a lot lately is a lot of companies saying, "Oh, we've got kitchens for $4,600, and it includes your countertop, it includes your handles, you get a sink." Like, we've done kitchens at that price point for an apartment, for example, where they only had a couple of upper cabinets and a few lower cabinets for a small apartment. So I'm not saying that those kitchens aren't out there, but stop and think, if they're going to ship that kitchen from Toronto, you're not going to get 3/4 inch plywood. Like, if you're getting a countertop, well, you only have to go up to see what countertops cost. Like, what kind of kitchen are you getting? I think it's great if that's out there, but for the average household, your kitchen is not going to be $4,600. It's gonna be more, and just have a grain of salt and get a few different people to give you pricing and give you the options, because sometimes you'll see two designs that look the same, but there might be a big difference in the price. Well, there might be a $2,000 unit in that corner cabinet that makes this kitchen more expensive, but visually the kitchen looks the same, but it could be a totally different kitchen when you're in there cooking and you're on your hands and knees taking stuff out of the bottom cupboards, or you have easy access to it. So there's big differences. So, and then you can decide where do you want to put your money, and there are better places to put your money when you're designing your kitchen, and there are like if you're putting a pantry in your kitchen, for example, putting rollouts in that pantry is like the best money you're going to spend, because a pantry that's 24 inches deep, if you're taking something out of the bottom, if you can reach the front, but if you have to get under there, you're on your hands and knees. And then you're up here digging through here because you can't see what's behind. If you don't have rollouts, rollouts make your kitchen work. And in a pantry especially, because if you don't have a rollout, that pantry is just a big box and you never know what's in it. So you only use the first third of it effectively. So designing the kitchen, there are places to put your money in and places where you don't have to put money. And so it's good to work with somebody, and it's good to get a few different ideas. You should be hearing similar things from different people, and you don't always get that. So that's just a word of caution when you're going. Don't be just go by the price, because there's a lot of things that go into the price. And when I'm thinking of now that somebody's telling you they're going to install your kitchen, give you a kitchen and all this for all this price, and I'm thinking, okay, subtract, what does it cost to install? Do you work for $10 an hour? So what's it going to cost you? If say it costs $500 to install that kitchen, now you're down to, from $4,600, you're down to $4,100. Say the countertop is $500. Now you're down to $3,000. They got to ship it from Toronto. That's going to be $400 or $500. What kind of cupboards are you getting? You're getting $1,000 of cupboards? There's no kitchen that's $1,000 of cupboards.
At the end of the day, price is what you pay, and value is what you get.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly.
Let's finish this.
Let's put the shelves
puppy up, and
so you have
some
choices on the shelves, but I'll just put them center. There's 3 holes in this area for the top shelf. There's 3 holes here, so you can kind of determine what works best for your cupboards. And of course, each cupboard doesn't have to be the same. You can have the different cupboards in the kitchen set up for whatever you're going to use that for. So, but they just go in very easily. 11 plies, and no voids. So this just goes in, and we were yakking a bit, but in relatively short time, you have your cabinet put together. And if this cabinet was bigger, you might have 2 doors on it, but the box goes together identically. If it's a base cabinet, it goes together the exact same way. The difference on a drawer bank, instead of a door, you're going to have drawer slides that go on, but the hinges, again, the holes are already pre-made, so you know exactly where to put it. The drawer boxes go together, and in the case of these, they're going to be dovetail drawers.
So ultimately, all you need is a screwdriver.
Yes, exactly. That's the tool you need to put these together.
Sure.
And it's done.
And it's done. It's beautiful.
Ready to go. Well, thanks, Tom, for letting me put the cupboards together.
Oh yeah, sorry. I kind of took the screwdriver out of your hand.
We got
let's have it. Sorry.
We got the job done.
But just to show, even a guy like me could screw a cabinet together.
Yeah, it's easy. If you can do Lego, or if your kid can do Lego, they can build these puppies.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, they do have videos on YouTube if you get hung up on any area. And of course, we're always a phone call away. So
great to see you, Tom. Looking forward to the next episode.
Okay, thank you.